And he just bugged the Knicks and called them and called them and called them, as was his wont, until they finally picked up the phone and said, "Okay, come in and we'll interview you." So he went in and interviewed, and I thought, I can't imagine. And he came home. He said, "They said okay." So that was great, because that was a turning point in his life. And he coached 2 weeks at Manhattan College, which wasn't overnight a sleepover camp, but he didn't have to sleep over. And then he coached 3 weeks at the Knicks summer camps in, I honestly don't remember. One was Stanford. The one I remember was Stanford because Rivers and Starks, who were 2 Knicks players at the time, had their names attached to that Stanford camp, and they came, I don't know, maybe one day, I don't know, not much. They weren't really involved. They're just their name, and the only African American kids at the camp were their 2 sons, and so Dad suggested to one of them this would be a great place to have some scholarship kids from the inner city, because Stanford has a large minority population. Not interested. So the next year, Stan had learned how to run a basketball camp, how it worked, and he started his own. Well, I'm not sure of the chronology. I think he started MVP basketball camp, and I'm not sure if I've got the years right, because I think it started in '95, didn't it? But it's right around, it's close. It may have taken that long to get it started, because he had to get he wanted it to be nonprofit so he could raise money for scholarships, and it's still going. Well, that's very exciting. 19 years. Yeah, so that was good. But unfortunately, in 2003, he started getting depressed again for no particular reason. He was doing well with MVP, and he was working for the SBDC, which is Small Business Development Association, an arm of the SBA, and helping people start businesses or telling them that it wasn't a good idea, but he was advising and doing very well. And all of a sudden he started getting depressed again, and he went to another psychiatrist and gave him medication that worked, and he started feeling better, and then he decided he was feeling so much better he didn't need to take the medication, and he cut back and cut it out. And a year later, it hit him again, and after that, it really no medicine seemed to help. And what we learned, of course, after the fact was you should never stop taking. If you have depression, you should never stop taking the medication, because each time you get depressed again, it's harder to cure or treat with medication. And if he hadn't stopped taking it in 2003, maybe he wouldn't have had that problem. I don't know. So that was very sad, and then he felt like he couldn't carry on with MVP anymore, and so that was kind of the beginning of the end for his life. And then he got Parkinson's and diabetes besides, so he had a not very good ending. But Lynn was the social worker at MVP for a while, and Andy's been involved with it, and Susie, did you work there? The first 2 summers Susie worked there, so it's been a family event, family affair, and I still do the bookkeeping, which I enjoy. I've been doing that for him for years. I did the box office, I did the bookkeeping, I did for Suburban Sportsman, did it for Theater League of Westchester, and for MVP. And I didn't do it in the beginning of MVP. I was working, and I didn't need to do anything else besides my own job. But when I was working for Home Decorators, I said, I'm not getting involved. But then when he got sick, I got involved. And I wasn't working anymore, I guess, that's right.